Hello, my name is Bambos Anastasiou. I'm the coordinator for FarmPV, and I want to give a very brief introduction to the program and to the project, so that some people who joined in a little bit later they can get up to speed. Okay, so I would start off with the summary document that I prepared, and everybody has access to. It's called summary. It's FarmPV summary, and it has in a very short format all the critical information for the project. So if I were to actually kind of go through this, it has the acronym FarmPV. It has the title of the program. It's Stone Fruits and Berries Thriving in Agronomy Powered by Photovoltaics PV. So sometimes we forget what exactly the full title of the program is, or the project is. And this one gives you the full title. Then, in terms of the program from the funding agency, it's a co-develop dash AG dash SH dash AG. So it's a co-develop project. Okay, so that's the first thing to know. And the grant agreement. Okay, it's right there. So if anybody ever calls the Research and Innovation Foundation, the first thing that they would want to know is what is the grant number, because that's how they find it. So here you have it here. Okay, so this is important for communicating with the funding agency and also for putting as acknowledgement for our, for dissemination events. You would say that it was funded, and you could actually also give this grant number. And what is the duration? It's a 2-year project. It started off on the 2nd of May, and then it ends on the 1st of May of 2026. Okay, so we are on month 6 now. The coordinator is IQ3 Solar. We are an SME. The funding agency is the Research and Innovation Foundation. And there are the websites. We have built websites for the project where we will be updating it constantly. Okay, when something happens, we'll be updating the website. We also have Facebook for quick news. We have a LinkedIn page that's more professional, and we would also use the IQ3 Solar for to be making kind of quick announcements. We will also set up a YouTube page, which we haven't done yet, but there we will be able to share some files, some videos between us, and also we could actually put in some public videos. Okay, here is the logo of the project. There are 2 reporting periods for the project. Okay, so it's a 2-year project. At month 12, you have to report what you have done, and then at the end of the project, you also report for the entire project. Okay, that's why it's called reporting period 1, reporting period 2, and reporting period 1 covers the first 12 months. So it would essentially go up to the 1st of May of 2025. So essentially end of April. Okay, so and then we have 1 month to produce the technical report, and the same thing for reporting period 2, but we actually get 2 months at the end of the project for the financials. Okay, the report actually covers 2 things. It's a technical part, which is actually fairly simple. If you want to think about it, it's essentially the proposal, to put it to make a summary of this. It's you take the proposal and you report what you have done. I'm oversimplifying this, but effectively that's what you're doing. You're reporting on what you have done on each work package, and you have reporting on what you have done on the deliverables. You're reporting on your objectives and the impact that you had up to that point. So it's and also what resources you have used, meaning like how many person months you have put for the project, how much expenditures you have for the different activities for the project. So in essence, is to determine whether you're having a reasonable progress during the project, and you're also having reasonable spend, okay, for the project. Okay, the partners there are 4 partners and 1 foreign research organization, which we are somewhat treating as another partner for the project. So the host organization is IQ3 Solar. Partner one, just the way that they are written on the proposal, okay? So partner one is Mountain-Berry Pizziga. So I have a spelling here. Fix this, Mountain-Berry Pizziga. Then partner two is the Cyprus University of Technology. Then we have partner three, Eletoya, and the foreign research organization, which is the University Polytechnique of Marseille, UNIF PM in Italy. Okay. The budget is actually broken up into different categories. What is really important is to ensure that you have reasonable spending and you have enough to finish the project. Okay, so everybody has to kind of budget their own. This is not something that the coordinator is doing. I mean, everybody is doing their own budget. The important thing is to ensure that you're not too underspending at the beginning, or you're not too overspending, so you'll be left with not much money to finish the project. Okay, both are a problem, especially the overspending at the beginning might be a very, very big problem. Okay. Then we have the work packages. So the entire project is broken up into 5 work packages. 2 work packages are horizontal. You have work package 1, which is management, and work package 2, which is dissemination. Both of them are horizontal. And then you have 3 work packages that are more scientific, technological based work packages. Work package 3 has to do with the fruit. Work package 4 has to do with the implementation of the PV system, the photovoltaic system. And work package 5 is actually the culmination of the project, which is the pilot farm, the pilot the pilot planting, okay, which is hosted by Mountain-Berry Pizziga. Okay, so in a nutshell, this is a technology-based project where at the end of the day, we want to be producing the first of its kind agri-voltaic system in Cyprus. This is going to be the first time that something like this has been done in Cyprus. So we obviously, work package 5 is extremely important. Okay. Now, I want to say a few things about the midterm. Okay, because for the duration of the project, and the other thing I want to stress is I put in the titles for the different tasks. So each work package is broken up into different tasks, and all of our activities, everything you do about this project, will fit into one of these tasks. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's take, for example, a consortium meeting. Okay, the preparation, the presentation, the actual meeting, if it's in online or physical, it doesn't really matter. It's still a consortium meeting. Where does it fit? Well, it fits right here. Task 1.3, project meetings. So when you're filling up a timesheet, you will put it under task 1.3, okay? And obviously under work package 1. So everything we do is going to fall into one of these categories. If you're involved in if you're presenting at a conference, most likely it fits under task 2.1, dissemination activities, okay? If you're dealing with data management, meaning like saving files, uploading them up to GitHub, for example, that actually falls under task 2.2, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I just put in the titles here along with the leads, but it's very important to go back to the proposal if you have any questions, to familiarize with yourself with the different tasks. Okay, so I think it's pretty straightforward. Okay, 5 work packages. Each one of them is broken up into different tasks. You just have to know whatever work you do, which task it falls under. Okay. And each team, each group obviously has a leader. Okay. So at IQ3 Solar, that's myself. for Mountain Berries Pitsiliasis Nicolas, for the Cyprus University of Technology, that's Professor Manganaris, for Eletoia, that's Yannis Tofis, and for University of Maché, that's Davide. Okay, so you can always go to them, or you can come to me and ask me if you have any questions about that. Okay, but now I want to go to something very critical and something that we should keep in mind. During the project, we have a number of milestones and a number of deliverables. Okay, the difference between a milestone and deliverable is that a milestone is more about keeping up a timeline. I placed an order by the third month. Okay, a deliverable is actually something tangible. It's usually a report. It's a report that gets uploaded. Okay, and it gets reviewed, and gets if it has errors, it will be rejected. Okay, so a deliverable is super important. Actually, that's how the project is judged. Okay, so what I've done is that for each work package, we have milestones and deliverables. What I've done is I put everything together, but in a chronological order, okay? So that we will know roughly which one comes first and which one comes second, but more importantly, to know what are the deliverables for year one, okay? This is very critical. So, for example, if you have the kickoff meeting and you didn't do it on month one and you did it on month two, that's not really a huge deal. What is a big deal is that by the end of month 12, you have not completed all these things. Okay? This is just, we have to have it. It's not possible not to do it. Okay? So we need to have the following deliverables by at the end of year one. Okay, and this is actually what's going to go in the midterm report. So if we don't have it, that's going to be a problem, to be honest with you. So we don't want that. We want to be, and the way that these things work is really a little bit like they are kind of automated systems. So when month 12 comes, automatically the reporting system opens up the possibility of uploading your midterm report, okay? And that remains open for 30 days. At the end of 30 days, it closes, okay? And you have to call them and ask them if they can open it again. So usually they might give like a tiny extension, like 3 or 4 days, but they get agitated if you ask for more, okay? Usually the 3 or 4 days is sometimes when it falls on a weekend, okay? So, if it falls on a Friday, you might say, hey, can I submit it by Monday? Usually they would allow that, okay? But when you look at all this stuff on year one, we have to do them by year one, okay? Now let's go to year two. The year two is other sets of deliverables. There is a little bit of asymmetry here because during year two, it's going to be more, year one is about setting up everything. And then year two is sort of assembling it into this pilot. So even though it looks like, it has far less, each one, the deliverables in year two are a lot more extensive, for example, the final progress report is going to have, regarding the pilot production. So anyway, even though it looks a little bit asymmetric, I think it's well balanced in the amount of work. But keep in mind that this is what I wanted to show you, is that we have to hit these year one milestones and deliverables. Okay, we have to do it. So what are the resources we have? Obviously, we have and the last thing I want to show you is the common folder. Okay, we have a common folder. We go to my drive. It's a Google Drive that I set up, and it's actually broken up into pretty much tasks and deliverables, okay? So you would have a link to my drive, the FarmPV my drive. Okay, just a second. This is taking a little bit. Okay, so we are on the FarmPV shared drive. I'm sorry. And there's a couple of folders here that you can browse through. There is the contract, where you would have the full agreement plus the proposal. So if you want to find out more details about what I just said, you will go here on the proposal, and then you will read it, and then it's broken up as I put in the summary, but with a lot more details. Okay, so it's important to always be able to reference that. So grant agreement is kind of a reference. Sorry, the contract, the grant agreement. Literature is kind of a common folder for interesting articles that we find that you can put in here. See the proposal. Okay, so these are maybe not that important, this proposal folder, but it has the actual submitted proposal, so that might be a good reference. Then we go project management. And the project management, you would see these broken up into, you would find that FarmPV summary that is going to be very helpful. And then you'll be able to see, the different tasks. Okay. So what I suggest, what I'm asking everybody to do is that as they do work on a per task, that they can actually put it in here. Let's say they want to communicate their presentation for an upcoming meeting. Put it up on T1.3 meetings. Okay, so let me show you. So we have a meeting coming up, a meeting 5 that is coming up on the 11th, on the 8th of November 2024. Okay, so as a reference, I put in the dates, year, month, day. Okay, just so that you can able to find what's in 2024, 2025 easy. But here we have the meeting agenda. And so I'm asking everybody, as they prepare PowerPoint presentations or any material, demonstrations, pictures, you put it here, okay? So that we can all have it. The whole idea is that we don't share too many of these emails with attachments, and some people are on it, some are not. No, it's always here, okay? So you'll be able to find things per tasks, and then per deliverables, okay? So as we finish deliverables, we also put them up here, okay? So you put them under, if I go under project management, I'll go under deliverables, okay? And if I open up the deliverables, you'll find up the different folders that we need to be populating, okay? Again, this type of tool, it's not to be an overhead, but it's actually something that is going to help us when the time comes to be writing this report. Okay, so this is what I want to share with you. I wanted to share with you the structure of the project, and also go over the main aspects of the common drive. Okay, so with this, thank you very much for your attention, and if there are questions, you let me know.